Working with Logfire starts with proving who you are. In the next few minutes, we'll walk through how API keys work in Logfire and show a lighter, safer way to authenticate for everyday development that shrinks your security footprint. Let's start with API keys. In Logfire, you can create them at two levels. Organization level keys give you broad access across the whole org. Project level keys are scoped to a single project. At the project level, pre-scoped read tokens and write tokens can also be used to work exclusively with telemetry data. For your production deployments, the applications continuously sending telemetry to Logfire, permanent API keys or write tokens are the right tool. They live in your deployment configuration. You set them once, and they keep your telemetry flowing around the clock. These keys can be set to expire at a future date if you see fit. But for everyday development, where each developer is sending traces from their own laptop, they're not an ideal fit. Secrets get leaked. They get committed to repos or left sitting in a .m file long after they're needed. And the longer a credential lives, the more chances it has to end up somewhere it shouldn't. Here's a better fit for developers: authenticating through the CLI. Instead of handing every developer a permanent key, they run one command in their terminal, uv run logfire auth. Logfire prints a device link and opens your browser to an authorized device screen. You confirm it, and Logfire links this device to your account. If you're not already signed in, this is also where you'd log in through your SSO provider, Okta, for example. Behind the scenes, the CLI stores the token in your Logfire config for you, so you never copy a raw key or commit it to a repo. That token does everything a developer needs: reading data, writing data, and using the MCP server. And its permissions are scoped to your user account, nothing more. This auth method also keeps things tidy. Login sessions expire on their own, 7 days by default, and every device and session shows up under Settings, then Security, where you or an admin can revoke any of them with a single click. So a developer's token stays short-lived compared to a permanent key. So our recommendation is simple. Coach your developers to authenticate through the CLI for day-to-day work, and reserve permanent API keys for your live deployments. That covers API keyless auth for people, but what about live deployments, CI/CD pipelines, and other headless workflows? They can't open a browser to log in. Today, that means they still need a permanent API key, but we're about to change that. We're rolling out trust policies, currently in beta. A trust policy lets a CI worker or any headless application get a JWT from a provider you already trust, such as GitHub, GitLab, Google Cloud, or AWS. It then uses that token to authenticate with Logfire. Picture a GitHub Actions run. Instead of a stored API key, it asks GitHub for a short-lived token and writes straight to Logfire. No secrets to manage, nothing to rotate. It's the same idea as CLI auth for developers, now extended to machines, shrinking your API key footprint even further. And that's API keys and authentication in Logfire. In our next video, we'll turn to data governance, how to scrub sensitive data, respond to a data spill, and trace data back to its source. See you there.